I assume your mother died without a will.
Grieving sisters tried to keep it friendly.
She took your mother's car and she gave you the car that she was driving.
Then Big Sister
Pulled over by the police and your sister took the car back. I would have taken the car back too.
but she couldn't be stopped.
Both drove the vehicles and got a possession charge. We came back to both of them wrecked and destroyed.
Judge Judy.
Ms. Parker, the defendant is your sister. And
ma'am.
how many siblings are there in the family?
Just Brittany and Brandon, my brother.
So there are three of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Your mother died last year?
Yes, ma'am.
2018?
17.
What month?
December 1st.
And when she passed away, one of the things she had was a car.
Yes, ma'am.
She had a 2002 car that your sister wanted.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume that your mother died without a will.
Yes,
Based
ma'am.
upon this, you seem to be under the impression that as her oldest child, you were therefore in charge of everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's not true. Just so I'm disabusing you of that fact.
Okay.
Court can fix an executor or may fix three if there are three siblings, if there's enough property that has to be divided. In any event, you made an arrangement with your sister. She took your mother's 2002 car and she gave you the 1999 car that she was driving.
Yes, ma'am.
So far, correct?
Yes, I loaned it to her under...
No. Don't tell me that you loaned it to her, because that's not true. You were driving a 2002 car. She took the 1999 car.
Yes.
Right. But you were supposed to have insurance and have the car titled in your name, because otherwise you're driving around in a car and she's liable for it. Did you have the 2002 car titled in your name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. And you paid insurance on it?
Yes.
And you still have it?
The Escort I actually had to sell.
I don't care if you sold it, but while you were driving it, I asked you, was it insured and registered?
Yes, Your Honor.
In your name?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you drove around the car for a long time, unregistered in your name, and you didn't pay insurance. Your sister took back the car. That's why we're here.
Right. She took it because she told me that the 2002 Impala was in the shop and she needed to borrow it.
Well, that's nothing about you both wrote in the complaint in an answer here. In the complaint here, if my memory is correct, you said you were pulled over by the police.
Because...
Just
yes.
a second. You said you were pulled over by the police and your sister took the car back. I would have taken the car back too. So you had a 1999 car that you drove for how long?
A year.
And you paid nothing for it.
Actually, me and her worked out an agreement that as long as I had a driver's license and was insured, that I helped her with her insurance monthly, and her insurance never went up when I was added on to it. And I did give her cash to help her with half the $60. I'd give her $30 to help her out.
I don't believe any of that. I think you just drove the car. So I don't know what it is that you want.
I do have the insurance showing that I was on her insurance.
That she paid the insurance.
Yeah.
You have any proof that you paid the insurance?
I don't have any proof
No.
of that, no. I
Okay.
just gave her money out of hand. Gave her cash, honestly.
Okay. I don't know what you want. You traded cars. You were supposed to put the car in your name. You never put the car in your name. Is there any reason you didn't put the car in your name?
There was, she did not actively have the title at the time that we made this decision, and she was going to apply for a new title. She had told me when she took the car that she was waiting for the new title to come in the mail, and then she would then give me the car back with the new title and switch it in my name. And I have that in the police report that she told the officer the day she took the car.
Let me see, please. That I'm interested in. Were you living together? December 21st, 2018, were the two of you living together? Is a question. That either is a yes or a no.
On December 18th,
On December 21st.
On December 21st, she had just announced to us that she was moving out overnight.
Were you all living together?
Me, my son, and her all had a place
All
together.
right. So you were living together?
Yes.
So you were living together, driving the car, all living in the same household?
Yes,
What am I
ma'am.
getting involved with this? Who's Delores LeGrand?
Myself, Your Honor.
You were the driver of the car.
I
when
was the
police-
driver that was instructed by the Sheriff's Department to follow her.
What do you have to do with this case?
May I? Thank you, Your Honor. I'm basically the witness because when we came back from a cruise in 2018, when we came back from the cruise is when both vehicles, we came back to both of them damaged and wrecked and destroyed.
Just a second. When you came back from a cruise this past December.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was on a cruise?
September 2018, we were on a cruise.
Yes.
The plaintiff was told by her that do not drive the certain vehicles while I'm gone. Unfortunately, they drove the vehicles and got a charge.
Who drove the vehicles?
They both drove the vehicles and got a possession charge in the vehicle, in the escort.
You mean possession of
marijuana?
Marijuana.
Yes, ma'am. When they got the possession charges...
That was in September. Don't speak. That was in September.
Yes, ma'am. And both vehicles were wrecked when we returned from the cruise, ma'am.
You mean the 99 and the 2002?
That's correct, yes, ma'am.
Are you related to any of them?
I'm not related. I'm her landlord now currently, and also she dates my son for 5 years.
Were you a landlord for all of them?
Absolutely not.
No, just for her.
Yes, that's correct.
And that was in September?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the police spoke to you on that day?
Yes.
And you said you were waiting. So it wasn't as if she was living in her own house and you were all living together. And you told the police that you were waiting for the title to come in the mail so she could have it registered in her sister's name.
Yes.
That's what you told the police.
I told them that was what I was telling her before. I went to her and asked her for the car. I told her that I would just be needing it until the title came in. She took off with the keys and went on the chase.
Got it. And where is the 1999 car now?
I had to sell it in order to try to do some repairs on the other car.
Do you have a bill of sale for it?
Yes, ma'am.
Third. This is a 1999. This is a 1999 Ford Escort. Would you tell me
I also have
the value?
pictures of the car as well.
I don't care about pictures of the car. You made an agreement with your sister with whom you were living. The agreement was you would take the 2002 car, she would have the 1999 car. That was your agreement. You were living in the same household. In the same household, you were waiting for a title. According to you, you told the police that when that title came, you were going to have it registered in your sister's name. So your sister didn't not actually renege on her promise to you to put the car in her name and to register it. She couldn't do it because you were waiting for a title. That's what you told the police.
Which I had the title the majority of the year. During September when the hurricane happened, that's when the title was lost.
I don't care. I don't care. That's what you told the police.
1014.
And that's the value of the 1999 car.
Right, Ford Escort.
Are you now driving the 2002 car? That's a question. Are you now driving the 2002 car?
No.
Where is it?
I traded it in. There was too many repairs to do on it.
So the answer is you had it. You used it to trade in on another car.
Yes.
You owe your sister $1,000. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Your Honor, even though she didn't pay for insurance, she never paid for insurance at all.
Wait.
I'm not. Why are you shouting at me?
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Because she took the car from me and she had no reason to even take it.
It is silly. We could have just talked about it. I wanted to talk to her about it.
Like if she'd have just left everything the way it was and put the title in my name like the original plan was.
But then she ran off with the car and it is what it is.
We would not even be here.
My mom always told me that my sister would try to get me for everything that
I really do. I think she did it out of spite.
she could, and I guess she did that.
It just doesn't make any sense why she would do that to the family that cared and helped her so much.
I learned my lesson. I will never trust her again.
I honestly, in my mind, I'm an only child. I've been an only child for many years.
I mean, that's her own opinion. Me and my brother are still very close. She's always been kind of out there on her own.
And I'm going to continue to be an only child. That's how I feel.
And there's a reason for that. She uses people for everything that she can get from them.